what's going on, fam? So this may or may not be a continuing segment on my video. This is kind of an experimental video where basically I'm going to possibly start a series where instead of going back and forth with people in the comment section, I'm going to make videos called responding to troll comments. I've got this idea from other channels. I've seen other channels, you know, make videos where they're taking the time to respond to comments, especially from people who are trolling, just to put them on blast and put them on display. And I'm thinking about doing that. So I may or may not do it. I really want feedback from the followers and the subscribers who are here for constructive reasons and are here for positive reasons, and the people who like and agree with the content on my channel, obviously. But even if you don't always like or agree with what I'm saying, as long as you're always respectful and constructive, I still want you around. But you have to either obviously like and agree, which means you're of like mind, which means you have a reason to be here, because if you don't like anything that I say, why are you still on my channel? Or you may disagree from time to time, or maybe even all the time, but for some reason you hang around. As long as you remain respectful, I don't mind you being around. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a couple of troll comments from various videos that people have left, at least the ones that are still left up, and I'm going to respond. But that was just my little pre-explanation to this video, but let's go ahead and also get into the meat of the video, and that's to ask the question, why are so many pro-ADOS trolls so belligerent? Even though you see this vulgar, angry comment up on the screen, understand this is not the only time I've gotten this kind of stuff. I've deleted almost every time someone comes on my channel talking like this, which is at least once every video. I usually just delete the channel and delete the comment and block the person off my channel, because obviously you're not constructive, you mad, so I'm gonna help you stay off my channel. All right, so you don't have to be so angry and come on my channel cursing and spewing insults. So anyway, as you see, this comment is a comment that was left on my page. Now, you won't be able to find it anymore because I reported it. I reported it strictly because he was talking about reporting me, even though I have no fear of him reporting me. I don't give a damn. But because you said you were going to report me while making a reportable comment like this with all this vulgarity, I decided to report you. What I didn't realize is because I don't report comments often on YouTube. I think this may have been one of my first times ever reporting a comment on YouTube, especially comments on my own channel. This is the first time I've ever reported a comment on my own channel. So, like I said, I only did it because you talking about you going to report me while making a reportable comment. But anyway, this is the first time I've made a reportable comment or reported a comment on my channel instead of just either blocking the person or deleting the comment or both. And I didn't know when you report a comment, YouTube deletes it from your channel. So you won't be able to find it anymore, but luckily I caught a screen cap of it before it was completely gone, because it was still like in my editing room stuff, or whatever you want to call it, the YouTube Studio app. So I was able to screen cap it, even though it was deleted on the channel, and it's probably going to be deleted out of my studio in just a minute. But this comment that you see here, it is a reply to an original comment. So this dude left a comment, I responded, then he replied with this belligerent. So let me start from where he originally responded as the first troll comment. Now I'm going to read some other troll comments from other people and respond to those also, but this guy's going to be first because I'm using him as the screen cap. So let's go ahead and get him out the way first. And like I said, this wasn't the first comment in his little comment thread, so I'm going to read the first comment. So he left the first comment on my channel. 1 minute you people say she's partnered with white supremacists on PFIR. The next minute you say she's a Democrat shill. Who sounds stupid now? Pick a lie and stick to it. So basically, when he asked the question, who sounds stupid, he's basically saying, I sound stupid. Is that not correct to assume? So I responded. I'm going to go ahead and read my response. You're too stupid to be on my channel. I said, why does she and her followers have a problem with conservative laws that target immigrants when she sits on a board about immigration. Yvette Carnell being on the PFIR is fact admitted by Yvette Carnell. However, fool, I did not say her presence on the board makes her a conservative. Therefore, if I did not say she was a conservative, how did I contradict myself by saying I suspect her of being a Democratic shill? By the way, despite the board being ran by conservatives, it's still called Progressives for Immigration Reform. So again, fool, I never called Yvette a conservative ever. So how am I not sticking to one lie? You are too stupid to be on my channel, and I will be blocking you shortly if you continue. So again, yes, I call this dude stupid, but obviously, as you can see from the comment, I feel at least that he was basically calling me stupid by saying, "Who's stupid now?" What does he mean by that? He's basically saying I'm stupid, obviously. Now, even though I called this dude stupid, I didn't use any curse words. I didn't start trying to insinuate that this dude was feminine or none of that other stuff. I didn't start going real low or anything like that. So, and basically, just to further expound on what I said, it's what I said. I have never, ever called Yvette Carnell a conservative. Yes, I'm aware that there's all these ADOS's MAGA trolls, but I've even called out Tariq Nasheed for retweeting accounts about ADOS's MAGA. So I have been adamantly against this ADOS's Republicans. I've never, ever, ever repeated that Tone or Yvette are Republicans. Not once. And like I said, and I'll say it again, I'll just repeat it to emphasize, I made a whole video calling out Tariq Nasheed for using that kind of talk. So again, you're not, first of all, notice how he's not really addressing anything else I said. He didn't address any of the flaws with the primary talk, which is what the video was mainly about. All he could do was focus on this one thing that I didn't say in an attempt to lump me in with ADOS's MAGA trolls in order to make me into an inconsistent liar. This is why I made my Constructive Discourse Only video. And actually, that's what I'm going to title this video, Constructive Discourse Only Part 2, right? So, this, I changed my mind. I was going to make it responding to troll comments, and it's kind of that, but I'm also going to make it Constructive Discourse Only Part 2. This is why I made the Constructive Discourse Only Part 1. Because you trolls cannot respond to what I'm saying. Every troll comment I'm going to read, you're going to notice one common theme. None of them are really responding to anything of substance I said in the actual video. This is a comment on my why are Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore's followers, or why are ADOS so confused about the electoral process. These trolls cannot respond to anything I say in the damn video, so they have to talk about non sequiturs and lie. And that's the common theme that I see. Is y'all have to tell straight up lies in order to say something against what I said. You can't even tell the truth about what I said and actually address it. You have to lie about what I said and then try to get me and pull me into your BS, right? So anyway, let's not continue too much more with this. Let me get this dude's comments over so I can move on to some other troll comments. So after I called him stupid and stuff, he responded and said, Morpheus Unplugged, all that emotional babble and you said nothing. She is no longer on the PFI board and PFIR board, and she left years ago. Now that is a fact. Second, B word, I don't care about your little channel. We will report your verbal abusive A word dummy. I pray that you're an immigrant anchor baby or whatever, and not ADOS because we don't need the dead weight. So I'm not even ADOS and FBA. We all need to stop with this. Anytime somebody disagrees with us or doesn't like what we say, that they're an immigrant or an acre baby, it's a bad look. It really does play into the hands and to a point where it's undeniable that the movement is xenophobic and all of this other stuff. Trust me, I get it. Y'all heard my passion in my ADOS versus Pan-Africanism videos. I get the anger with these disrespectful immigrants who come over here capitalizing off what we built, yet disrespecting us. And I don't mind y'all hitting them up. I've said some stuff to them, especially about their third world countries and go back to where you're from. But use that with someone who you know is an immigrant and you know is disparaging foundational black Americans. Don't run around accusing every single black person that don't agree with what you say, even if they're a Democrat shill or Republican shill. There are plenty of ADOS, FBA coons. Because if there weren't, then we would have been free even before black immigrants came over here. Because we would have been all on code and we would have never been dealing with the white supremacy we had been dealing with. But as we all know, we had all kind of ADOS, mammies, and coons and bad wenches undermining our slave revolts, and we still have them around to this day. So let's not go to the point where anytime someone, even if the person is a coon or a sambo or whatever you want to say, a shine, don't just go and say that they're an immigrant without knowing that they're an immigrant. It's a bad look. But with that little disclaimer aside, that, like I said, that's for all of us, not just this little troll. But second, look at how he gets all angry. First of all, he says, "I don't care about your channel." Then why are you on it, using belligerence and getting so angry and in your feelings, so emotional that you're using all these curse words? Beware this. We gonna report your verbal abusive this. First of all, in order for people to come to my channel and mass report it, that means a lot of people have to care enough to even know about my channel, which I don't care. I've already spoken on the fact that my channel is small. It's actually a point of pride because it in some ways tells me that I'm talking about a topic that's not popular, but I'm sticking to my truth, regardless of whether or not it's popular. But whatever you feel about my channel, I don't have the charisma, whatever, I'm boring. You don't have to be here. I don't care. I don't care that you're not here, especially if you're not here. I don't care about anyone that's not on my channel. As far as the YouTube life, of course I care about people in my own life. But I mean, as far as YouTube world, I really don't care about you if you're not on my channel unless I feel like you are in the arena that I'm talking about and you're a figure or a person or you're doing something in the arena that I'm discussing, which is white supremacy and black people issues. So yes, I discuss certain people like Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore and Tariq Nasheed, even though they aren't on my channel, because they're big figureheads that everyone knows about, and they are saying things, and sometimes I agree with those things, sometimes I disagree. And especially when I disagree and I feel like it's misleading people who otherwise would think like me and be on code with me against white supremacy, I'm going to speak out against it. But if you're just some random person that comments on YouTube videos and nobody knows you, even, just like they don't know me, or sometimes even less than they know me, because at least I have a channel and I make content, I don't give a damn whether or not you're on my channel. VLB, I wouldn't know who you are if you never showed up on my channel, and I wouldn't give a damn. So you don't care about my channel, but you on here getting emotional, and you're telling me that the ADOS legions are gonna come and mass report my channel, but you don't care. But y'all all would, but you and other ADOS trolls would care enough to mass report my channel. You know what I do when I don't care about a channel? I scroll past it. I don't click on it. I'm not a loser who goes around arguing on people's channels that I don't give a damn about. If I don't care about your channel, you won't see me on it. But anyway, I'm done. I'm done debunking this troll. Let's move on to some other troll comments. So this is another comment on my "Why are the members of ADOS organization so confused about the electoral process?" This guy says, "I just watched from the sideline, but Tariq got over 100K to see Hidden Colors live in Atlanta. He might do a Mink live performance." More troll babble. You not, again, you're not talking about nothing I said in the video, so you have to come up making jokes about Tariq Nasheed. That video doesn't even mention Tariq Nasheed. I'm questioning the down ballot strategy. But again, because you trolls can't actually address what I said, this is the kind of stuff you have to come saying on my channel. So anyway, let's move on to the next comment. This is that same troll, VLB. ADOS is attacked just as FBA is attacked from the MSNB segment. Stop hanging from the Tariq Nasheed's scrotum and get a clue. You Hotep conspiracy theorists are ridiculous and do nothing but create confusion for your low IQ followers. You block people who disagree because you're insecure in your position, just dumb. So again, this dude, and this is before I called him stupid. So even on this comment, you can see that he's calling me dumb and using insults. But as soon as I call him stupid back, and that's also why I called him stupid, because this was the second time. And this is a comment he left on my our ADOS and FBA Russian disinformation campaigns, part 1. This is the comment that he left. All right. So yeah, ADOS is attacked. Whatever, dude. And I responded to him, but again, and this is to all you trolls. They mentioned not voting 3 times. Not once did they mention down ballot voting. Not once did they mention down ballot voting. They kept saying the threat or the problem, the result of the alleged disinformation, is people not voting. That is the big threat that they are scared of. That's why they kept talking about not voting. They didn't say, oh, this disinformation is causing people to do things like vote down ballot. Not once do they say that in the article. So how are they talking about it? And don't tell me that they were just lumping us in together, because they clearly distinguished Tariq Nasheed and FBA as a rival to ADOS. And again, for those of you who don't want to watch my whole video and you just want to find a reason to troll, if you would have listened to my part 2, that's why I made my part 2. So this babble and trying to debunk me, address what I said. But anyway, let's continue. This dude says, you're horrible on the microphone. So why are you on my channel? Go away. And I helped him out. I blocked him. Since I'm so horrible on the microphone, I'm going to help you not have to listen to me be horrible on the microphone by blocking you. So goodbye, troll. And then this dude, now this guy is not, I'm not going to say I'm really considering him a troll, but he's kind of showing that he didn't watch my part 2 video. And when you do that and you continue to argue with me and making points that I already debunked in the video, even if you're being respectful, I have to start wondering if you're a troll. And after a while, if you keep trying to go back and forth with me, I'm going to have to consider you a troll, because I'm not here to repeat everything I just said in the video in the comments. I don't have the time for that. I have a life. I have a job. I have a spouse. I have other things to do in my life other than sit on YouTube and argue with you. So either respect my channel enough to watch the whole video, or stay off my channel, or don't comment if you're going to watch part of the video and then go away. Keep your comment to yourself, because it's a good chance that you're going to say something that I already addressed in the video, especially if it's a longer video. But anyway, let me go ahead and read this brother's comment. You kind of proved the vet's point, though. The reason she suggested down ballot is so that we can't be dismissed as non-voters. Down ballot is telling the system that you're engaged and active, but you don't have anyone to vote for. Not voting, period. It'll be easy to dismiss those people as non-voters. In their mind, you all don't vote anyway, so why address your agenda? The reason why ADOS is mentioned in the article is because down ballot would still end up with Trump being reelected. The bot smear didn't come from FBA. You stated the first time you heard about ADOS was after the first bot smear. I never said that, brother. I never said I heard about it. The first time I heard about it was after the ADOS, was after the first bot smear. I said that was around the time I had first heard of ADOS. That was when it had really started to first pick up. But I did not say that that was the first time that I heard the bot smear. And then he says FBA wasn't, and this is from a brother named Jermaine Woods, if I didn't already say that. FBA is riding ADOS wave, not the other way around. Not trying to offend anyone, but truth is truth. Okay, brother, I'm not here to argue. Well, actually, you know what? I can make a video talking about who's riding whose wave, and I got screenshots to prove kind of who's riding whose wave. But that's another video for another day, if I even make it, because I'm kind of sitting on that. I'm wondering if it's worth it. I'm wondering if it's worth attracting all the trolls it's going to attract. But anyway, I have screenshots to show who's riding whose wave, but I'm not going to get into that right now. So again, brother, he says, let's address the first thing. Down ballot is telling the system you're engaged and active but don't have anyone to vote for. not voting period, it'll be easy to dismiss those people as non-voters. If it was easy to dismiss us as non-voters, why are they saying that the people who did not vote were influenced by disinformation? Again, if you had watched my part 2, I would not have to be making this comment, which is why I told this brother in the comment section, and he made this comment on our ADOS and FBA Russian disinformation campaigns video, part 1. He says, I said, this is what he says, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, he was saying, or I was saying that you they already they did you do not sit up there and write a whole article about how people are being influenced by disinformation if they're just lazy. How do these two come together? Why are you sitting here telling people, hey guys, there's this Russian disinformation that's making you not vote? How is that the same thing as not voting because you're lazy? They spent the whole article talking about how, hey, if you hear people telling you not to vote, these people are Russian agents and disinformation campaigns that are resulting in you not participating at all in the election. And part 2, I distinctively pointed out the 3 times that they mentioned not voting. Not once in that article do they mention down ballot. Not once. They mentioned not voting 3 times, and they're saying it's because of the Russian disinformation, meaning that the information that you are getting from these ADOS and FBA people is resulting in you not voting, and that is the problem. Not once do they mention down ballot. Not once do they mention down ballot. Yet y'all still want to sit up here and insist that they talking about down ballot without addressing what I actually said. There is no way. Listen, if they were saying that people were lazy, the article would have been about laziness. Hey guys, do not let laziness stop you from voting because that will make Trump win. But they do not say that. They say do not let, quote unquote, disinformation stop you from voting. And we all know what that disinformation, quote unquote, is. And that's us talking about a black agenda. If you were just lazy and they were dismissing you, they wouldn't even mention you. That's how you dismiss somebody. You don't even mention them. You ignore them and you continue with your politics as normal without even thinking about a black agenda because these people are lazy and don't vote anyway. You don't respond by crying about Russian disinformation. You ignore people that you think are non-factors and that you're trying to dismiss. You ignore them, and when you let them fade into the nothingness. This tells me how you guys have no idea what propaganda is. And again, the reason why you have no idea what propaganda is because you're listening to Yvette and Tone, and they have no idea what white supremacy is and how to address the propaganda that comes from white supremacy. And they got you guys thinking like them, and you don't know how to think about how propaganda works. They do not target people that they don't care about. How many articles are talking about the Hebrew Israelites are Russian disinformation? How many articles are talking about the Moors? How many articles are talking about the Nuwapians? You know why they're not talking about them? Because they're not threatened by them. They're not calling them Russian disinformation. They are calling the people who are not voting, the people who are withholding their votes, not the down ballot cats, not the people who got something to vote for, not the people who find it hard to believe that you got something to vote for, that you don't have somebody to vote for, not the people who say, not the people who have ballot initiatives to vote for. They said the people who not participating at all in the election, and they use that particular language, not participating altogether. This language is in the article all together, not participating at all, not participating partly, not participating down ballot, not participating in the ballot initiatives. They said not participating altogether, and they mentioned that as a result that should not happen 3 times. They never mentioned down ballot, voting only for initiatives, writing in ADOS, write-in ballots, none of that. And again, do not tell me that they only did that because they don't know about the split or they think ADOS and FBA are the same thing, because they could specifically name Tariq Nasheed as a rival and ADOS as a rival. But anyway, I don't want to continue responding to this comment anymore. This is why you guys need to watch my videos in its entirety, or don't watch them at all and don't be on my channel. And then this brother, and this is why I said this comment or why I made the comment in my other video about people talking about these scare tactics, about voter ID purges and voter suppression purges. This dude says, to my fellow FBA who's talking about staying home and not voting, be careful what you wish for, because the politicians in state houses across this country are passing use it or lose it laws to where if you don't vote in a couple election cycles, they have the right to purge you from the voter polls. You know who else has been saying this stuff, this voter ID stuff and this voter purge law stuff? Google it, Twitter it, YouTube it. Guess what the number one party and the number one type of person that you're going to see talking about use it or lose it laws and voter ID laws? Democrats. The same Democrats who MSNBC is all about. The same Democrats that if anyone knows these cable news network, MSNBC is the Democrat organization. So is CNN, and Fox News is the Republican news organization. CNN tries a little bit harder to pretend to be unbiased, even though they've kind of exposed themselves as obviously Democrats since Trump's been in office. They try a little bit harder to come off as objective. MSNBC is like Fox News, in that it has no shame in being biased. Fox News has no shame in being biased towards Republicans. MSNBC has no shame in being biased towards Democrats. These people who we know, MSNBC is all about propping up the Democrats. This is the same party that MSNBC is attacking ADOS and putting out this disinformation propaganda to benefit the Democrats. And yet you're going around repeating these comments. You can find several segments from Joy Reid's show using these voter purge laws and these voter ID laws as scare tactics. Why do you think the Democrats are so invested in making sure that black people vote? Because they know that when black people vote, the likelihood is that they're going to go to the polls and support a damn Democrat. That's why even these people who once upon a time were talking about a black agenda are now all of a sudden talking about Democrat. I even talked about back in 2012 how I had told myself for months I wasn't going to vote for Obama. And it took me almost 20 minutes to vote because I was so conflicted over not voting for Obama once I actually got in that poll, in that voting booth back in 2012. Because I did not want the racists to have the satisfaction of Obama not winning re-election, because I knew they would be celebrating. And I wasn't as conscious as I am now. I've grown since then. But I know a lot of these black people who are new to black politics, who are new to demanding a black agenda, unlike me, who was demanding one back in 2016 and withholding my vote back in 2016, not supporting Bernie Sanders like some other people. These people who are newer to this, it's going to be very tempting to not do anything that's going to allow Trump to win again. And again, somebody else keeps telling you you got something to vote for. So you don't have to vote for the candidate. You can just vote for this one policy they got. You can vote for them, but you're not really voting for them. You're just voting for this one policy that's going to benefit you because your leader told you that you got something to vote for, even if it's not anything to do with a black agenda, which is a total pivot from how you started out talking. Now all of a sudden it don't matter whether or not the ballot initiative is anything towards a black agenda, or the candidate is anything towards a black agenda. You got to have somebody to vote for and something to vote for. But anyway, fam, I don't want this video to be too long. It's kind of already longer than I wanted a video like this to be. But this is a quick rant, a quick response to troll comments. So anyway, tell me what you guys think of the video. Those of you who are constructive and positive on my channel, tell me if I should continue or I should kind of leave this as a one-off thing. I really want you guys' feedback. So anyway, like, share, subscribe. Peace.